The next thing we're going to need is some Claude skills. Inside of our completely free group, you can grab my Claude skills. I'll leave a link right below this video, and then you can find those under Classroom, and then go into AI Learning Hub. Scroll down until you find Claude skills right here, and this gives us this Drive folder with all of our Claude skills. So I'm going to click Claude skills right here. I'm going to click download, and now you can see it's downloading all of these skills in a folder. Claude skills are basically portable skills that you can give to Claude Code. So inside of these skills, we have some documents that explains how to use something. It's basically just a list of instructions. But by having the right skills and having the right instructions, you can make Claude Code even smarter than it already is. So if we go back into Claude Code and we then double click on the zip file that we just created, this gives us our Claude skills. I'm now going to write exactly this. Inside of my folder, Claude skills 2, this was the folder name, right? The folder name is Claude Skills 2. In my downloads, because it's inside of our downloads folder on our computer, I want you to install these skills in this project folder. And then I'm going to call the folder Shiny, where we are right now. Then we're going to write exactly this. I want you to research the documentation for installing Claude skills in a project. Please research that and install these skills in this current folder. Hit enter. And now what we're basically forcing Claude to do is that we're forcing it to go out and research first before we have it do anything. And that is also how you usually work with Claude. Sometimes it doesn't have all of the context that it needs. So by telling it to go out and find that context, we're going to get much better results. That took about, well, exactly 43 seconds. And if we go inside of this .claude folder that was now created on the left-hand side, and inside of the skills folder, we can now see all of the skills that we have inside of this folder. What you want to do now is that you want to write clear inside of Claude Code. Then we can hit Control-C, which is basically just going to stop Claude Code. And then we're going to force it to restart. After installing skills, you need to restart the session for the skills to actually be enabled. If I now write / and then front-end design, you can now see we have a front-end design skill right here that creates distinctive production-grade front-end interfaces with high design quality. Use this skill when the user were asked to build web components, pages, or applications, blah, blah, blah. So now we have a front-end design skill, and we have all of these other skills as well, like Composio or customer support or research or scalability or security, etc. All of these skills are now inside of this .claude folder inside of our workspace. The next thing you want to do is that you want to be able to save this to the cloud. Right now, all of this information, all of these skills are living on our computer, but we want to have a copy of this in the cloud as well. That way, if I smashed my computer and for some reason it was destroyed, we would still be able to recover our workspace, which if you have been working in a workspace for, let's say, a couple of weeks, you definitely don't want to lose that workspace and all of those skills. Let me show you how to do that. Go back into your browser, then search for github.com and create a user if you don't have one. After you've created a user, you're going to land on this page right here. Then you want to click new. And I'm just going to call this Shiny Workspace. I'm going to choose myself as the owner. And then I'm going to make it not public because we don't want everyone to be able to see our workspace. That is a high value asset. So I'm going to choose private and then click create repository. This will basically create a folder inside of GitHub. And with GitHub, we can basically publish our code that allows us to save a version of it in the cloud. The next thing you want to do is that you want to copy this URL, paste this in and say, please push this current folder we are in to this repo. And now what Claude is going to do is that it's going to take these Claude skills, which is everything we have inside of the repo yet, and it's going to take all of that and push it into the cloud. So again, if something happened to our computer, if we lost access to it, we don't lose our workspace. Very important. My GitHub account is already connected to my computer. When you're doing this for the first time, it's going to pop up and ask you to authorize with your GitHub account. So just make sure to do that when you're doing this for yourself. You can now see it says the push was blocked by an auto mode classifier. That's because we have Claude in auto mode right now. What I'll do is that I'm going to set it to just like default mode, right? Try again. And then we just have to accept that it actually takes this workspace and pushes it into the cloud. Do we want to proceed? I'm going to go down and say yes and don't ask again. Hit enter and this will now be pushed into the cloud. Push successfully to Albert Shiney Workspace, main branch, 52 files. If we go back into GitHub, you can see this is what a blank workspace looks like. If we now hit a refresh, we'll be able to see our Claude skills right here. This is the exact same files that are inside of this folder right here. Now they're just also in the cloud. Great, congratulations on having all of this set up.